Let me ask you something. Is your Flaming Clips Su-27 sitting in your hangar collecting dust because you've been too busy flipping switches in full-fidelity modules? And now that there are so many high-end jets in DCS, you think it's not worth flying anymore? Well, think again. Because today I'm going to show you why the Su-27 in the Flaming Clips line still holds its spot, even in 2025 and beyond. Whether you're a seasoned DCS pilot or just curious how this flanker holds up these days, this video will walk you through its history, design, systems, flying characteristics, and perhaps most interestingly, how it stacks up in combat against Western counterparts like the F-15 or F-16. This one is a little longer than usual, so why don't you grab a six-pack, sit back, and let's get started. The Su-27's story begins during the height of the Cold War, when the Soviet Union needed a true counter to the new generation of American fighters like the F-15 and F-16. Sukhoi's Design Bureau delivered something remarkable, a jet that could meet Western fighters head-on, both in speed and agility. It entered service in the mid-1980s, earning NATO's reporting name Flanker. Unlike earlier Soviet fighters that were often short-range interceptors, the Su-27 was designed to go the distance. A true long-range air superiority platform with exceptional endurance, power, and aerodynamic grace. In DCS, the Su-27 has been around for years as part of the Flaming Clips lineup. Even though it's not a full-fidelity module, it captures the heart and soul of what the real flanker is all about. Raw performance and elegant brutality. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. Making videos like this takes quite a lot of time and it'll be a huge boost to the channel and my fragile ego. If you could hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you for your support, and now let's get back to the flanker. Let's talk about what makes the flanker such a presence in the sky. The Su-27 is a big jet. Twin engines, wide set intakes, and a blended wing body design that merges fuselage and wings into one aerodynamic surface. Its large leading-edge extensions generate tremendous lift at high angles of attack, allowing the aircraft to stay controllable even when it's nearly standing on its tail. Fly-by-wire control makes all that possible. It's constantly stabilizing the aircraft, letting the pilot push to extreme AOA without tumbling out of control. That's how the flanker performs maneuvers like the famous Cobra, where it pitches nearly vertical, stalls momentarily, and then recovers gracefully, an iconic display of its agility and control authority. But this isn't just an airshow flair. In combat, the control at the high AOA means tighter turns, better nose control, and the ability to pull tracking shots that would stall lesser jets. It's not the lightest fighter in the world, but its aerodynamics and control system make it feel alive, responsive, fluid, and distinctly Russian in character. Powering the Su-27 are two AL-31F turbofans, each producing about 27,500 pounds of thrust in afterburner. That gives it serious muscle, enough to push the jet past Mach 2.3 at altitude and more than Mach 1.1 even at sea level. What really stands out though is how easily it accelerates and climbs. The flanker's thrust-to-weight ratio gives it commanding vertical performance. You can pitch up hard, climb into vertical, and still have power to spare. Something that often catches less experienced opponents off guard. It's also got an impressive range. On internal fuel alone, the Su-27 can cover over 3,000 kilometers at altitude, giving you the ability to patrol, loiter, or engage and still have the legs to return home. In DCS, that range translates into flexibility. You can stay on station for long sorties without constantly worrying about being the fuel. But all the performance comes with the KD, energy management. The SU-27 can bleed speed quickly in high G or high AOA maneuvers. The power is there, but it's up to you to manage it wisely. If you throw the jet around carelessly, you'll find yourself slow, heavy, and vulnerable. Flaming clips simplifies many systems, but that doesn't mean the SU-27 is easy. Its avionics are stripped down just enough to make it accessible, not forgiving. You will still need to study how to operate the radar and sensors effectively. The main radar, the N001 Slopeback, provides basic search and tracking capabilities with look-down, shoot-down performance. It's not as sophisticated as modern ASA sets, but it does its job. More importantly, the SU-27 carries a secret weapon. It's IRST, or Infrared Search and Tracking System. This passive sensor detects hit signatures without emitting radar waves, allowing the flanker to hunt quietly, without alerting enemies with radar warnings. Used correctly, the IRST can be devastating. You can lock, track, and even launch IR-guided missiles while staying completely silent, sneaking onto opponents who never see you coming until it's too late. As for armament, the Su-27 carries a formidable loadout, medium-range R-27 Alamos in both radar and infrared variants, and R-73 Archers, famous for their high op-foresight performance and helmet-cued targeting. In close combat, you simply look at your target and launch. The missile does the rest. For guns, you've got the GSH-30-1 30mm cannon, high rate, high punch, classic Russian firepower. So while flaming clips doesn't simulate every dial and switch, operating the Su-27 still takes discipline and awareness. You have to manage sensors, weapon modes, and engagements manually, and that makes victories earned in the field all the more rewarding. The Su-27 was never designed as a strike aircraft, but it can carry a wide selection of unguided bombs and rockets, FAB series bombs, RBK cluster munitions, and S-8, S-13, and S-25 rockets. You also get access to CCIP and CCRP bombing modes, allowing you to deliver ordnance with some precision. These modes are simplified but functional, enough to make dive bombing or level delivery practical once you run the profiles. In practice, bombing with the flanker demands finesse. Without a modern targeting pod or digital strike computer, accuracy depends on how well you control your approach, altitude, and timing. It's not plug and play. It's a skill you build through repetition. That's the beauty of it. Air to ground in the Su-27 feels old school. Raw, manual, and satisfying. You line up your run, trust your instruments, and let the bombs fall. And when you hit something, it's because you did it, not an automated system. If you want to understand the Su-27, you have to fly it by feel. It's a pilot's airplane, graceful but never lazy. The flight model in DCS reflects its balance of power and agility perfectly. The flanker's strength lies in its high angle of attack performance and precise control near the edge of stall. It can outturn most fighters when flown right, but it demands finesse. Yank too hard, and the speed vanishes fast. Handle it smoothly, and it rewards you with elegant, fluid motion through every maneuver. Energy management defines success in this jet. You can't just pull and hope. You must fly smart, anticipate, and fight within the envelope. Keep an eye on your speed, manage your climb rates, and use your pitch authority judiciously. It's also worth noting the Russian flight control philosophy. The aircraft naturally pitches with speed changes, so you'll find yourself trimming often. Once you adapt though, it becomes second nature, and the flanker begins to feel like an extension of your own hands. Let's talk about what everyone wants to know. How does the SU-27 hold up against the classic Western opponents? Against the F-15C, the fight comes down to situational awareness. The Eagle's radar is superior, with better range and multi-target capability. But the flanker's IRST can even the odds if used wisely. Stay low, stay quiet, and use terrain masking. If you can close to visual range undetected, you've already tilted the fight in your favor. Against the F-16, the challenge is energy. The Viper is lighter and more nimble, but the Su-27 has more power and authority in the vertical. The key is to fight your fight, not the enemies. Force the engagement into the vertical or high AOA domain, where the flanker's aerodynamics shine. In both matchups, discipline wins. If you stay patient and fly with the intent, the Su-27's mix of power, reach, and sensors give it all the tools it needs to dominate. The Su-27 rewards those who plan ahead. Before every sortie, think about your engagement envelope, altitude, range, and energy state. Keep the radar on standby until you need it, and let the IRST be your silent hunter. Pair it with IR missiles, and surprise becomes your greatest weapon. When in VBR, the flanker performs best when you stay cold until the right moment. Fire R-27R at range, then close the gap under cover with terrain. Once inside 20 kilometers, the R-27ET or R-73 becomes deadly tools, short burn, high off-board sight, and brutally effective. In dogfights, control is everything. Don't yank the stick. Command it. The flanker responds to precision. Use gentle inputs, manage your speed, and leverage your nose authority to stay inside the opponent's turn circle. And remember, the Su-27 is a big target. Never linger low and slow. Use your acceleration, use your altitude, and above all, never lose sight of your energy. The Su-27 may not have clickable cockpits or fully modeled systems like the latest DCS modules, but that's not what makes it special. What makes the flanker stand out is the feeling it gives you when you fly it. That sense of raw power, elegance, and danger. All wrapped in a machine that's as graceful as it is deadly. This aircraft captures the essence of 1980s air combat design. A perfect blend of performance and purpose. It's not overloaded with automation or fancy displays. It's a pilot's jet through and through. You fly it every second, every motion. And when you win, it's because of your skill, not your systems. In DCS, the SU-27 continues to teach the same timeless lessons real pilots learned decades ago. Energy management, positional awareness, and patience. It rewards those who take the time to understand its rhythm, to respect its momentum, and to fight smart instead of flashy. Even after all these years, and all the new high-fidelity modules that have come and gone, the Su-27 still holds its ground. It's more than just a simplified aircraft. It's a reminder of why we fell in love with combat aviation in the first place. So if you haven't flown it in a while, or maybe you've never tried it, give the flanker another look. Learn its quirks, master its flow, and let it surprise you. Because when everything clicks, the maneuver, the timing, the kill, you will realize the truth. Some legends never age. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. It may seem small, but it really helps. Every jet in DCS tells its own story. And for the flanker, that story is one of grace, muscle, and the pilot's touch. Until next time, fly safe, and I'll see you in the skies.